Most people visiting Stockholm never make it beyond the main tourist attractions, but some of the city's most beautiful places are just a short walk away. Today I'm taking you to 6 spots that deserve more attention, including elegant neighborhoods, stunning architecture and one of Stockholm's best food destinations. Join me. So this is Stockholm Observatory and its park, and it has some pretty good viewpoints that I want to check that tourists often miss. Once upon a time people used to swim actually, at least kids used to do that, but not anymore. It's mostly birds. You could actually come up here from another direction, then it's a little bit less steep. And I'm coming from the park, so you have to go up these stairs to get to the top. So here we are at the top. Those are some pretty nice views. I think this is the observatory itself. And here you see a famous statue of a man and a horse. I think they're called Ken Towers, on top of the mountain. The views, as you can see, they're great. You can see a lot of Stockholm from this point of view, and the park down below also. And on this side you see the famous public library, but it's under renovation. Otherwise I would have visited also because it's very beautiful inside. Let's get down here and get to the next attraction. This is Odenplan, a pretty busy area in central Stockholm. So we're always very close to the center, even if some of these places are a little bit hidden. Let's continue. So we've gone from the borough of Vasastan to the borough of Östermalm, which is a quite upscale neighborhood, but it does also have some pretty beautiful buildings. But the thing I wanted to show you now is actually a church, and it's one of my favorite churches in Stockholm. It's called Engelbrektskyrkan. You can enter this place called Columbarium, which is a place quite deep in the mountain here. You see how it looks like. At least it's very chilly here. Today is super hot. And this place is so refreshing to step inside. I think it's a quite beautiful place actually. So we get up to the top. Here is the church of Engelbrekt. Very beautiful, I think, built of bricks, and it kind of stands out because it's standing so high. But without further ado, let's go and check how it looks like from the inside. Even the surroundings here kind of match the church. They all look like they're constructed in the same wave, which I like a lot. Whether you want to go inside or not, the architecture and the viewpoint is pretty cool, I must say. Just a few hundred meters away, you find one of the most beautiful streets in Stockholm. It's located in the areas known as Lärkstaden. And what stands out here is that we have all these city villas, which are quite unusual actually in Stockholm. I don't know if they're just like one family home these days, or there are different families living here, or there are some diplomats living here. I have no idea. But they really do stand out actually. I think some of these houses are actually embassies today. It appears that there are some foreign flags on some of the houses. But there are certainly some of the most beautiful houses in Stockholm, this street. They also come with some inn yards, as you can see here. Probably hard to see from here, but they're quite secluded for normal people that don't live here. There's another view of some of the houses from the other side. As you can see, they're quite big. You really don't make houses like this anymore in Sweden. That's why some of these have become embassies, because they're just too large for other things. So in my opinion, these were some of the most beautiful streets or houses in Stockholm. I'm going to show you one more before we go. One that is equally as impressive as this one. Come on. So this is Villagatan. I think it's a great contender to the other street we just saw. And all these old 19th century houses on this side, and some city villas on this side. And the interesting thing about those houses here, that they used to be private homes before they were transferred to become embassies like they are today. Would you like to live here? I think I would. This is one of the most expensive roads in Stockholm, but it's also one of the most beautiful. And this one appears to be a preschool today. It must be Sweden's most beautiful preschool. It just doesn't fit in. Not here on this beautiful street. Is this Stockholm's most ugly building? It was actually voted the most ugly building. And the funny thing is, this is actually used to be the school of architecture in Sweden. But it doesn't really fit in this area at all. One more interesting thing about this brutalist bunker was actually that it stands on the lot of the former women prison that was demolished. So this is Humlegården, a large public park inside of the borough of Östermalm. And it might not be as touristy as Kungsträdgården, which is more famous. This one is pretty beautiful actually, especially in the summer. Some people even having picnics. And this big, I think it's an oak tree. Gives people some shade. I like the vegetation here. These trees. Pretty big statue of Linné, the man who named all the flowers, was actually Swedish. What makes this park stand out so much is the greenery, how well kept it is, and how many people actually come in casually to enjoy summer. So it's far from a tourist trap, which makes it one of the best in Stockholm. We reached the main street of Östermalm, where all the clubs are. This particular thing is called Mushroom Svampen. It's a meeting point for people actually. So this is obviously one of the busiest streets in Stockholm, and one of the most expensive also, with nice boutiques, fancy restaurants, and a lot of dance clubs. We're heading somewhere else, so just join me when we reach that location. So we reached the last stop here. It's Östermalms saluhall, which is a food place, you can say. A food market. I'm going to step inside and see how it looks like. But from the outside, it kind of stands out. As you probably know, there is also Hötorgshallen, which is actually much larger than this one. But this one is a little bit older, I think. And if you want to come here for the genuinity and the architecture and the class, this one is perhaps more fun. And this obviously specializes in Swedish cuisine. You can see all the food they have here. Typical Swedish sandwiches. You can get some meatballs. All the typical Swedish food here, pre-made. You can also get cheeses, sausages, fish, especially salmon, I think. Some other fillets here of some of the more expensive fishes. See how they look like here. This one is actually one of the more expensive fishes, even if it doesn't look that nice. Some more expensive stuff from the sea you can order. As you can see, those things does not come cheap. I hope it's good quality though. You like this cafe? Very cozy. Here we got the famous Swedish surströmming, fermented fish. Have you tried it? Would you dare to try it? Let me know. And you got a restaurant within the market. You can sit down also. I think it has a long history. And here are the prices. Obviously this place is not very cheap, but it is an experience to come here. This is how it looks like from the outside. Some of the more expensive places, restaurants, are located here. You get Dramaten, the main theater of Stockholm. It's a very beautiful building also. The thing I would have liked to show you on the inside is actually the royal stable. As you probably can see, it's under renovation, so we can't get in here. But it's quite cool, I think, to see a royal stable in the middle of the city. It appears that this is just some kind of cafe. And the actual stable is obviously closed. So it was time for some ice cream on a hot summer day. I think this is some of Stockholm's most beautiful streets also. And the water, and the beautiful architecture in the background, and all the boats. It's just perfect. But there's one more thing I wanted to show you that I think it's a little bit hidden for tourists. And we'll get there very soon. So this is Skeppsholmen, another overlooked little island for some people. It does have the modern museum which is quite famous, but also has some great views and some old buildings that kind of stand out. I will show you, so join me. Now this island does feel quite unique, I think. It does have some environment that is unique. That's why coming here feels such relaxation from the rest of Stockholm. And I think you can actually enter this boat. So that's what we're going to do now. Let's see how it looks like from the inside. So this is Afchapman, a quite famous boat that stays here. You can come here and have something to eat or drink, maybe a coffee. It's kind of an institution to the island, sort of. Actually larger than I thought. Larger than the boat that I stayed at before. A pretty cool experience. They kept it quite genuine, I think. Further this way you come to Stockholm, an even smaller island, and from here you can actually see Gröna Lund fairground. I think it's actually the best view of the fairgrounds from any place. Here in the background you have the famous Vasa Museum and the National Museum also. So, that's all for today. If you liked this kind of videos, make sure to drop a like, comment and subscribe for more content like this. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye!